Kristen, do you live a double life?
Yes.
We're stupid! Okay, hi guys, welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're not, then welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about dorm life, and specifically what dorm life was like for us. First things first, dorm rooms are really, really small. So, how big was our dorm room?
It was about the size of a very small room. It was a closet. It was a closet-sized room.
Our room was the size of like a really rich person's walk-in closet.
Yes.
So, about...
But like not even, because a really rich person's walk-in closet would have been really big.
You're right.
So it would have
A
been
moderately sized, middle class,
yeah.
high-end or middle class families, rich size walk-in closet. It was about 10 by 11 feet, right? First one, our freshman year. And it was so small that you couldn't even fit the beds in correctly. The bed actually, Kristen's bed actually went in front of the closet.
Yes, it did.
Which was about the size of Kristen's arm.
That's my arm here.
Yeah, it was about the size of Kristen's arm, so she's sticking it out for reference. Yes, that's Kristen's arm, everybody. Yay! Have a whole new segment about that. Gonna just be the life of Kristen's arm. New videos will come out about that later. Yeah, our dorm was really small. It was really, really small. But funny enough, we hosted a lot. We had a lot of people in our dorm all the time.
Yes.
Which made no sense because we lived in the smallest dorm on campus.
Literally. Like you could fit maybe like another chair in there, and we fit like 3 other chairs in there. And then like people would like sit on the floor, and at one point we had like a sleepover where we had like 10 people sleeping on the floor.
Yeah. And
it was wild.
And then we had to put like 2 people in a bed. And then our beds were lifted. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Lofted beds. Mm-hmm. They sound super cool, you know, you're like, oh, my bed's gonna be like super high up and then my desk is gonna be underneath it. That's a trick, okay? First of all, it sucks, all right? You know how many times I've almost died going up and off the bed, and how many times I've almost fallen off the bed by rolling off. Yeah, they have those protected guardrails, but it shook. Like, those things aren't supposed to shake.
Yeah, no, they only shook in our room because we had the cheapest room.
And then we had like the cheapest of the cheapest room?
Yeah, like other rooms were definitely more stable, but our beds would literally shake. Like you just like get up on there and you're just like, I'm gonna die.
We'd fit like a dumb amount of people on our bed because there was no space to be anywhere else. Like you could have like, I think we had like 7 people on the floor and then like 2 or 3 people up in a bed.
Yeah.
All at once. Sitting down, like doing nothing, like we were just sitting down hanging out. But still, it was a lot.
Yeah.
A dumb amount. But because we were friends and we didn't have to deal with other roommates, that's the only good thing that really came out of it. We hosted a lot. We always had people in our room.
Yeah, because it's always awkward when you go over to someone else's place and you don't know their roommate.
And then like all of you and your friends walk in there and then you're only on like one half of the room and you're like, hey, other roommate, what's up?
And then they feel awkward and you feel awkward, and then either they leave or you leave, and it's a competition. You win.
You need to win. You need to always win that competition. Assert your dominance.
Always.
Always. This is so bad. I'm gonna have like comments being like, I got in a fight. My roommate hates me and they kicked out all my stuff. They poured a hot sauce in my computer charger.
In your computer charger? How?
I don't know. That'd be like an insane horror roommate story.
Cracked it open and then like hot sauce.
Put all this hot sauce in there. You think you're hot stuff? How hot are you now? Anyways, yeah, dorm life was really, really weird.
Yeah, our beds were like positioned to where the foot of her bed was at the head of my bed, and so we put a chair in between our beds so that we could actually get up to our beds. And there were multiple times where I was wearing socks and I slipped off the chair and just straight up
fell on the floor.
Multiple times.
And did I help you?
No, She just stood there and laughed at me.
It definitely
Her boyfriend helped me. He was like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" And Julia was like,
To be fair, it had happened like multiple times, and you were never really hurt. Well, then I would have gone down and helped you, but I still would have been laughing probably. Driven you to the ER, been like, "Oh my gosh, Kristen, I can't believe you broke your ankle." Yeah, just like that. Just like that. You have to be really, really, or you have to get really, really comfortable with the person you're sharing a dorm with. Like us, we are friends, so sharing a dorm was different because we already knew each other, but it's different living with people. Like Kristen's very, very cleanly and organized, and I'm not. I'm a big mess. So that sucked.
Yeah, she would always like put her stuff all over the floor, and I'd just kick it to her side so that I could have my own space.
And then it's also like not good because then like, you know, if you lose things, like I would lose things and then I would get mad, and so I would just kind of like.
She would throw everything.
I'd throw everything.
She would throw chairs across the room.
Trying to search for things. I mean, to be fair, and I'll make a separate story time about this, about how I almost didn't take a test because I couldn't find my ID.
But there were multiple times where I would come back to the room and my chair would be flipped upside down. So it wasn't just the one time.
But to be fair, you also did throw stuff around the room too.
I only threw papers.
You threw a lot of papers though.
Yes.
And then one time I was there and she threw papers because she was really mad and it scared me, and so I just like started cleaning it up like automatically. I was like,
yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. But we have a really, really bad system of cleaning, so you should definitely get a better system than us.
Yeah.
Dude, we're kind of like SpongeBob and Patrick.
Oh my gosh, we're so cute.
So some things that helped us during our freshman year was to have our own microwave and fridge. And where did we have that fridge, Kristen?
We had it right next to the door.
And where did we have the microwave?
I don't know. Oh, it was right on top of it. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
You're like not supposed to have a microwave on top of a fridge like that.
We're definitely not. And did we do it? Yes.
Yeah.
Because the fire marshal only came in once to check it, so.
And he didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything to us.
So.
And like, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Fire marshal's actually like a thing that
And
happens.
They do go and check your rooms. Some of them, I guess, in other dorms, they will go and check it like more periodically. But ours only checked it once, so.
Yeah. But so they like check for like fire hazards, you know? So like some dorms say that you can't like hang lights like really close to the ceiling or something.
It's like a foot. It has to be like posters and lights and stuff have to be like a foot away from the ceiling because it's a hazard.
And you can't have like stuff all over your floor, like Megan.
Like Megan. Poor Megan.
We also had a TV.
That's right, we did have a TV.
And a DVD player.
Yeah. So we were able to watch TV and movies and stuff. Or we would hook it up to the laptop and we would watch TV and movies or Netflix and things like that. And that's why we also hosted a lot, because we had that in our room and other people did not have that in their room.
Yes. That's true.
Alright, so the bathroom freshman year was, again, Kristen, can you please stick out your arm? That's how wide it was. It was the size that, like, I could stand in there, but if Kristen tried to stand next to me, like the way that we are now, we probably would not fit.
Yeah, I don't think we actually would.
It was... How long was it?
Well, I mean, it was just like a very small, like, walk-in shower. Like, you could stand in it and nothing else. You could not walk in it. You stand in shower. And then right next to it was the toilet. So...
Well, not like next to it. It was like across from it. It was like shower here, a step, toilet.
Yeah.
And then there were doors on either side because we actually shared our room. We didn't. Well, we shared a room, duh.
Yeah.
But we like shared the restroom with our RA,
which is your resident advisor.
Yeah. your RA can either be really cool and involved in stuff, like our freshman RA was. She was really nice, and she wanted to make sure that we were all having like a really good time. All of the people in our floor and our hall loved her.
Mm-hmm.
But
she was always like planning things and like trying to involve everyone in a community.
Yeah, she would stand at the base of the stairs and ask you how you're doing and what your day was and what do you like to do and all these things. She was really nice. She was a really good advisor compared to like sophomore year, and then our advisor literally never contacted us.
Yeah.
So
I didn't like her.
she was okay. But yeah, that's how small the bathroom was. But that was just for our freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty okay, and we lived there both semesters.
Mm-hmm.
So it was easy.
In sophomore year, we moved into a slightly bigger room.
We were so excited about it, except for the fact that we had nowhere to put our fridge. And so I had to put it under my bed. Yeah, you ever just had a fridge under your bed? It sounds cool. It's not.
And our beds weren't lofted. They were like semi-lofted. And so like my bed was like a normal height bed. But
Yeah,
like
you could,
Julia's
sit on it.
had to be raised as high as it could be raised, just so that the fridge could fit under it.
And I'm the shortest person in my friend group, so I had a step stool to get on and off the bed, and there were multiple times where I would slip off that step stool or it would fall over and then I would fall.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was funny. I could have died. What would you have done?
Laugh.
And you got mad at me when I said I was laughing at you when you fell off the chair.
Yeah, I fell like 2 feet, whereas like you fell like an inch.
That you think? No, that's tall. Okay, semi-lofted is like tall.
At least none of us ever fell off of our beds.
Yeah, that's like a miracle, honestly. Yeah. And then on the semi-lofted bed, that was definitely enough to where if I had fallen off of that, I definitely would have gotten hurt and like broken my arm or something. But that didn't have a rail.
You couldn't have broken your arm from that fall.
You can break your arm from like any fall.
Nah.
Enough force. Mm-hmm. If I torpedoed myself off of my bed, I would have broken my arm.
What are you like having a dream about like
torpedoes?
About torpedoes? You're like, ah!
Like a rocket launcher, just gonna
just
out of there.
Yeet.
Yeet out of there, just yeet. Our bathroom situation got better sophomore year. Mm-hmm. We had a way bigger bathroom. It was really great. So take our tiny bathroom at first and then extend it. Instead of having the shower here and the toilet here, like going in this way, now they're right next to each other and there's like that much space in front of it to walk. So it was better. It was way better. The only thing that like didn't work out, and which is the next subject we'll talk on, is maintenance, because our light definitely went out in the restroom for a month, and then us nor our suite mates on the other side ever told the maintenance people about it. And so we were without light in our restroom for like a month and a half.
Yeah, for like a long time, because we're just dumb.
We literally would take a flashlight in there instead of calling maintenance.
Yeah. Literally, like the day that I filed the maintenance report, the day that I filed it, they came in like 2 hours later and fixed it. Like, and we had been without light for like a month and a half. And it took 2 hours to fix it.
It was really, really simple, and we were just really, really dumb.
Yeah.
And then, like, all of our friends, since we would host, all of our friends would use it too without light.
And we, like, didn't even question it. They were like, oh, the light's out? Okay.
So that was fun.
Okay, where's the flashlight? Like, that's it.
And then, we also had a really weird sink. It would leak, but not like your sink is leaking, like, underneath. Like, the corners of the actual sink part that connects to the...
So, like, there's, like, the bowl of the sink, right?
Yeah.
And it's, like, a metal sink. And then there's, like, the countertop. And so, where the metal sink met with the countertop, it would leak. So if you splashed water in there, just, like... And there was, like, everywhere under the sink. It was everywhere.
That's how you splash water?
Yes, just like that.
Alright. That's really weird.
Mm-hmm. So... when you live with someone, it's always a different experience. So like she said earlier, we are friends. We've been friends for like years.
Yeah.
Like forever. And so we were like, yeah, let's live together because we're BFFs, right? But everyone tells you not to live with your BFF. Everyone. Because it'll ruin your friendship. Or so they say, right? So we're obviously still friends.
Yeah.
Or, no, I hate you. Anyway, so like, we went in, we were so excited, so happy, right? But then there's always, like, things that you don't know about the other person, or, like, habits that they have, or just, like, things that you don't realize until you're with them, like, all the time.
Constantly.
Like, and we weren't, like, involved in things like we should have, LOL. But, so we were literally in our dorm all the time. So we were together, like, anytime we were not in class.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of time. Whereas, like, before, you know, like, in high school, you hang out in class, and then, like, maybe after school, and then, like, okay,
you go
bye.
home, yeah.
And you don't see that person
like
for hours. But we were together, like, 24/7. And so there's, like, little habits, you know, like, I spent, like, at least a few months of the first semester that we lived together, like, angry.
Yeah.
Because she would just, like, do random things where it would just get on my nerves all the time, you know? And it's, like, little things that, like, you didn't realize would make you upset until, like, you're with it all the time. And it's just something that you have to get used to or get over or find a way to solve that issue.
Or talk about it and be like, hey, I hate you. Don't actually say that.
Exactly. Just tell them that you hate them and then kick them out of the room.
That's right. Just
That's how we solved our issues.
solid advice.
Mm-hmm. Yes. No, actually, she doesn't like to talk about issues. So,
I don't.
So we just kind of, like, ignored it. But,
That sounds so bad, it's true.
well, you know, so it was just, like, kind of, like, getting used to things, you know? Like, I went home and, like, talked to my mom about all my problems, and then all of a sudden I wasn't mad anymore. You know, like, once I got it out of my system, it was fine. And so I wasn't angry. But I know there were, like, times throughout these 2 years that we've lived together where it's just, like, you know, like, you're getting on my nerves, or, like, I need, like, alone time, you know?
And
like,
then you need to go get your own, like, space, or you need to be, like, by yourself, or you need to go do other things and things like that. So it's definitely, like, really solid advice that if you are living with your best friend or with your friend or somebody that you've known but you don't really know, somebody that you already, like, are acquainted with, then you should definitely find time to be by yourself or to go and do things by yourself, even if that's, like, studying alone or joining in a club or something like that. That way you're just not constantly together. And then if you are constantly together like we were, then
just make sure that you know how to solve your problems.
yeah.
Make sure that you have good communication, because we didn't, and so we were angry a lot.
Yeah.
But we're fine now, so it's okay.
That sounds so bad. I might edit it out. Alright guys, it's the most treaded part of the subject of dorm life. Fire alarms. Alright, so we lived in a dorm our freshman year that had a fire alarm go off pretty much every week. Definitely every single month we had a fire alarm go off. I don't think there was a month where it didn't go off.
But there was, like, 1 month where it went off every single week. I think there was, like, 1 week where it went off, like, 3 times.
There was a week where it went off 3 times, and then another day, a day where it went off 3 times in a day. And it's a fire alarm, you know? So they ring at any time or any hour of the day. So it was like 2 a.m. and we were asleep, like good college students that day. And it woke us up, and I definitely almost died. I think I actually, at one point, I hit my head because we're on lofted beds, so you're really close to the ceiling if you're on a lofted bed. And I definitely shot up and hit my head. I was like, ugh. Yeah. And then everybody has to evacuate, and then you have to wait for the fire department to get there and then go check out the room. So you're awake, sitting or standing outside of your room in the rain, wind, snow, regular weather for like 30 minutes to an hour. It's usually almost always 30 minutes because it's a dorm, so they have to go and check it. And apparently they have, like, sensors so they can tell which building it happened in. If you're, like, in a building that has, like, smaller subdivided buildings. Like, we lived in a building where it was, like, halls, and it was, like, up. It was, like, A, B, C, all the way to, like, H or K. K?
Yeah.
K.
It's okay.
And So they can go like locate it and stuff, and then sometimes it was just things like somebody burnt toast and it set off the fire alarm. Like
Other
dumb.
times, it was people who were vaping in their rooms and are just dumb. Hate them.
Yeah. Like you're gonna go vape literally outside?
Yeah, go bye.
Thanks.
But so yeah, there were people where they were in the shower and the fire alarm would go off for the 3rd time.
That happened to me, but it happened to me sophomore year where I was in the shower. It was the very first day of school, and it went off, and I was like, oh no! So I had to get dressed really fast and then run out. There were other people who were just like soaking wet, and like I was just like soaking wet because I threw clothes on. I didn't even dry myself because it's like you have to get out because like what if it's an actual fire? It was never an actual fire. It was never an actual fire. But what if it was? You don't know. People are crazy. Go stupid, go crazy.
But there are people that would straight up, they would like walk outside in a towel because like they were in the shower, you know, like we're adults here. Like it's a college campus, you know, like you see crazy stuff. So people, they'd be like, well, I'm wet.
Yeah. So that was definitely not fun. And then slight story time. In our freshman year, we actually had somebody who went in our ramp and broke the fire alarm, causing it to go off and stay on for like an hour or so. And then because nobody would confess to breaking it, we all had to pay in our little ramp, Yeah. It was only like $20 each of us, but still it was $20 that like we didn't have to pay because we didn't go and vandalize a fire alarm.
Yeah. It's dumb. We had like a whole meeting about it and she was like, yeah, so we're all gonna have to pay money for this, and we were just like
somebody confess, please. But it could have been somebody that lived there, or it could have been like a tailgater or something. And tailgaters are like people who just walk into your hall like after you, like they don't live there.
Yeah, because you know everyone's nice, and they're like, oh, here, I'll hold the door for you.
You shouldn't always hold the door for people.
Yeah, like does that person live here? I don't know, but here's the door.
You just be like that's like letting them into the first thing, because it's usually like a door and then like another door for your room. But like the door for them to get in the hall, like, they just like break the door to your room and go steal all your stuff or go and vandalize the fire alarm.
Yeah, because you know that's what I go for.
And it could have been an accident, but it looked like somebody hit it with a hammer. So
Yeah.
but sometimes like our fire alarms, like they weren't in the little cases, and so they were just kind of like out, and so like they were located on the stairs. So like if you lived like upstairs and like you went and you just like, turned the corner and your backpack hit it, it would set it off.
Yeah,
So
that is true.
be wary of where you're walking.
Just like lesson learned, like don't live in a sketchy dorm.
That's true too, you know.
Even if it's like cheap, you know, like sometimes it's worth it to just get something better.
And did we do that?
No.
No.
No, now we're gonna be living in a cheap apartment, and it's probably gonna be sketchy and cheap because it's cheap.
And stay tuned for that video where we will be going into an apartment tour. Why do you got that look on your face? You don't like apartment tours?
Cheers.
Alright guys, that's the end of today's video. So if you like this content and you want to keep seeing more, then you should definitely subscribe right here. Yes, subscribe right here. Or if you want to see my other videos about college, then you should definitely check them out right here. So until next time, bye!
Bye.